You want to say that again? It was actually very brilliant, and the fans deserve to hear it.
All right,
No?
I'm back.
All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey,
Can you hear
look
me?
at that.
I'm back. I'm back. See, that has never happened to me. That is my first mute in RLCS. You know, in the first week, I don't know why it doesn't happen to me. It happens to everybody else, but now, obviously, as we're in it, you know, I get dealt with the audio issues, but we're back. And I was going to talk about how this is a situation. You mentioned it being a long day. I mean, this is a situation where a lot of these players haven't even been on the mainstream channel like they talked about on the desk. A lot of nerves and a lot of emotions riding high now for all these players on the field. But gaming gamers, man, I mean, you have to be fans of these guys. And if Fiber is the type of player to not care, I don't know him too much, but if he's the type of player who, you know, doesn't have a lot of that anxiety riddled through his personality, then he's going to be chilling and not even worried too much about this qualification match.
Fiber trying to start the scoring off for Gaming Gamers. And Cyrexel's got the stop there. Now Zen up top looking to take his shot himself, and that's going to go off the crossbar. But Vive is right there. Plenty of pressure on the orange half of the field, but Negative should get this cleared. Zen did cut him off, but that's finished off. Here's a shot.
Ooh.
Far side, just off the mark. Follow up from Negative's just a little bit wide. And now the pressure shifts only for a moment as Gaming Gamers get it right back downfield.
Oh, man, I'm loving the space so far that's given to HZD and what they're doing with it. You can see a lot of good passing from Cyrexel, especially to get it across field. And so far, the possession looking good. I mean, we talked about the fan favorites, too, on the desk. Smoopinator doing a lot of the scoring. And speaking of scoring, Fiber pops off with the first goal of the series.
And it's always great to get that first one under your belt, especially after you came so close to qualifying the previous round. You only get, what, about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you got to go right back at it again. A huge mental obstacle for Gaming Gamers to overcome early in game one. Zenulus now does not go for the mid boost. Instead, tried to get to the ball. He couldn't. That should give HZD Esports at least a chance to get downfield. That demo on Negative certainly slows him down a lot. They've got free reign here. Here comes Vive. His shot right down the middle is saved away by Negative. Another opportunity easily sent away, but Gaming Gamers certainly seem to be the better of the two early on here. Almost another bump on Negative. He avoids that, but it goes right at Vive.
Wow. Yeah, we even saw this in the previous matchup for Gaming Gamers. The demos is what was hurting their defense so much, so they've applied that same strategy now to their own offense. They realize, hey, this is what beat us. Let's actually use that tactic against HZD Esports, make their defense all over the place, go for some demos. And I think that is the element we're missing now in these nerves. You know, whenever the emotions are high, getting a demo relieves so much pressure, gives you a lot of space, a lot of time to get that defense sorted. It's a crucial element right here in this qualification match.
Zen trying to dance through the air, runs into the obstacle that is Schmoopinator. Now Vive battling with Negative. Things are slowed down to a crawl midway through game one. Vive looking for Fiber. It's been a great tandem so far today. That goes well wide, but again, could be more pressure. Vive could get a shot off here. He opts for the pass over to Fiber, and that's still blocked away. Cyrexel, all that effort, and all he got was a demolition afterwards. Another shot on, saved away by Cyrexel, just off the respawn.
It seems like there's a trap getting set up for Gaming Gamers. I mean, if you look at the positioning of their midfield, they're not fully pressing up too much with that offensive line. They're waiting for HZD to get a touch a little clear. That's not big enough. And look at this drop-down pass from Fiber. Can you ask for a better setup? It's so easy to find that shot if you're Vive.
Yeah, this is just a shooter's dream. Dropped right in front. Defense a little slow getting there. Vive adds a goal. Everybody's got either a goal or an assist so far, as Gaming Gamers are all over HZD Esports. But still a minute and a half to go here.
Oh, there's plenty of time for sure. And this
a
is
fortuitous
an opening,
bounce,
okay.
and still Schmoopinator couldn't score.
Oh man, that was a great opportunity. HZD, they're gonna want that one back. And still the shots coming in from the midfield. Excellent passing, and I have not been disappointed with the possession so far from HZD Esports, but it's the time that they're just stuck in their own half. When they get it on offense, it's 1 or 2 opportunities gone, and then they're back on their own half.
Negative taken out by Vive. More demolitions proving helpful for Gaming Gamers. Zen dropped down to Vive again. Schmoopinator blows up the play. Less than a minute to go. Cyrexel's got to get the attack going after Negative whiffs. Cyrexel got a split reset to score!
Cyrexel Cyrexel, my goodness. Look at this first touch to keep it close. Gets that flip reset. It didn't look like he got all 4 wheels. I saw him plant his car behind the ball, and I thought maybe he didn't get the flip reset. I'm guessing the defenders didn't think so either. And to their surprise, and to mine as well, he got that shot in. Still a chance here. 46 seconds left. They just need 1.
Zenulus looking to get that one right back. He does not. And here comes Hazard. Negative over 1, but Fiber's there to break him out. Now Cyrexel can't clear the zone. Schmoopernator's got to slow things down. They can't panic here. Only down to 30 seconds. That's still an eternity in Rocket League. Cyrexel against Fiber. Fiber wins that one as well, down to 20 seconds. Now you start to throw caution to the wind. Fiber shot right at Schmoopernator. They've got to turn this into offense. I think Cyrexel was trying to tangle up with Zenulus. Didn't quite work out. Vive does not get the goal. So now 5 seconds to go. Fiber one last chance to drop down to Zen. His shot's high. They couldn't put it away. And the ball does bounce. They could have numbers back the other way, but it just developed too slowly. And Gaming Gamers hang on.
Yeah, it was a clutch moment too there in the end, keeping the pressure. And Gaming Gamers, they're doing the same thing they've been doing this whole first game, is just setting up that trap, waiting in the midfield. You'll see Hazard go for a clear. It goes right into the hands of Gaming Gamers. They go for a midfield pass, and boom, they've got an instant shot on net. They just rinse, repeat. They get 2 goals. We remember that drop-down pass earlier as well. Mechanics looking strong. We saw a little bit of life from Hazard with the flip reset, but overall, they just could not transition that ball out.
Yeah, they certainly had their opportunities. Hazard, they only get the 1 goal out of this. Yeah. And they're a team that has struggled scoring on the day. Not many teams averaging fewer goals. Not many teams have scored fewer total goals either. And they've had more games to play than some of the other teams as well. They've got to get the offense going, though. This is their last chance. Yeah,
I was still looking at that flip reset from Cyrexel. That was such a nice goal, but also reflecting, it's like if the only goal you're going to be able to put in is off a solo effort where nobody's around you, I mean, how much can you rely on that if you're Hazard Esports? Meanwhile, on the other side, Gaming Gamers, they're connecting passes in the midfield. They've got good pressure, and also they have that element that we saw from Hazard with the mechanics with that drop-down pass. So it just seems like everything is working in favor of Gaming Gamers, but there's still so much time left in the series. Let's see how Hazard bounce back.
Important kickoff here for Hazard to start things off on the right foot, going on into game number 2, on to Forbidden Temple as Hazard tries to stop the bleeding here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult, and I just want them to focus a little bit more on the clears, as we might actually have a delay here. I think we're just waiting to get everybody suited and readied up in the server, making sure all the connections are fine. But like I was saying, I think it's going to be difficult if they can't find solid clears. That's the name of the game for Hazard, Stacks.
It certainly is. We're going to wait and just make sure everybody is on the field and ready to go. Little confusion right here in the opening kickoff of game 2. Want to make sure everybody is ready to go. We had this little light show.
Yeah.
I know, right? We had you muted. We have the players
it's just how it goes.
Kind of joining a little early. Nobody knows when they're supposed to go. I think everybody's on and ready to go. And pretty soon here, we will actually have a second game. Remember, Gaming Gamers up a game here in this best of 5.
I mean, I'm having issues, okay? Everybody's having issues with getting connected. We're fine, though, okay? As long as we can relate to one another, there's no worries. But, Stacks, this is an interesting one. I think that we even haven't seen Schmoopernator pop off as much as we expected to see. I mean, Jake was talking about him and being a big impact earlier on and just scoring almost every single shot that he got his hands on. Now comes out here, he's a bit quiet in game 1. The question is, do we rely more on him, or do we just focus it up as a team?
Well, I think for any situation, when you're in this stage of a Swiss bracket, as we've seen in the other regions, it's usually the team that is, in fact, greater than the sum of their parts. And I think if you have a team that relies on one player, eventually that magic kind of wears off. So, for Hazard Esports, I mean, somebody else has to step up. It was Cyrexel that scored the only goal for Hazard in that first game. That's a good start. Came a little late. Like to see them off on the right foot early here as we finally get into game 2.
Oh, yeah. And I'm excited here because this is where you change things up. Game 1, a little bit of a feeler match. You're kind of seeing how your opponent wants to play. They had the advantage of watching that previous matchup for Gaming Gamers, but, not too much has changed in terms of their play style to adjust to the offense. Let's see what they do here in game 2.
Well, Vive was going to have a shot, but he got nudged off the play. Now Cyrexel leaves the boost for Schmoopernator, and he may need some of that. So the ball comes right back into his zone. He's waiting at the back. His 5 will play a ball rather ambitiously towards just a random part of the field. Cyrexel getting chased down by Fiber. Schmoopernator off the respawn, and Cyrexel managed to break free as well.
And we're looking at a lot of demos on the side of gaming gamers. Not much of a response in terms of physical plays out of HZD Esports. And here's one off the corner, Schmoopernator. He's coming alive in game 2. We talked about him on the desk a little bit in game 1. Finally, we see his name pop up.
It's one of the things we were looking for, right? When is Schmoopernator going to wake up? Well, there it is. First goal. 50 seconds. Well, caster math. 50 seconds into game number 2. He gives them their first lead of this series. Just as Gaming Gamers had struck early in game 1. Zen blocked by Negative. Take this down himself. Needs to slow down a little to give his teammates time to get in position. That shot wide from Schmoopernator. Now Cyrexel looking to drop one down in front. Instead, he got a demolition. Good enough.
Oh, no.
As Negative clipped that high. All he had to do was just roll it in.
Negative. There was a double demo on the defense of Gaming Gamers. You had the shot. You went for the bounce hit. Now off the crossbar.
My.
Nobody has accuracy right now on the pitch. The shot's a little bit too high. Everybody's getting too much power on it. We saw the bounce attempt earlier from Negative, and now the crossbar hit from Gaming Gamers. Oh my goodness, both teams exchanging blows, but they come out empty-handed.
And this is the kind of stuff, when you look back after all the splits are over with and you start counting the points and you think about how many opportunities you had to get some points in this major, you wonder, man, what might have been that 15-second sequence right there.
Yeah.
Somebody had to score. Nobody did. Here goes Zen with 5 running interference. He's still downfield, but Negative made sure to play keep away from him. Now Fiber needs to drop this one down. He does, but just off the crossbar. He was so close.
Gaming Gamers, they've been doing those passes so much where it's above the net. They drop it down. That's what happened in game 1, and we saw Fiber. That would have been a beautiful shot on net. I think he wasn't even going for the pass. He could have gotten the mechanical shot in. So close off the crossbar yet again. And they still keep the pressure, though. This has not changed since the first game. It's Gaming Gamers just so confident, staying in the opponent's haphazard, failing to get the clears, and then boom, a demo comes out. Still can't relieve the pressure.
Oh, Fiber, what a pass out from Zen. That hit Fiber right on the nose, and he threaded the needle near side.
Oh, yeah, I really like this play from Zen. You could have easily taken this ball all the way up the wall or tried to dribble it and keep it close, but instead he pops it instantly out into the midfield. That's a quick play. He saw his teammate, good vision on the field, and that's all you need to tie it up against HZD.
By the way, some decent news for Orb back at the desk. Cowabunga, they're at least alive in game 3. They have a lead as Cyrexel couldn't score there.
It's the shots. It's the shots again. They have those opportunities. The double demo came on earlier. Now Cyrexel misses his chance. That could have been the security that they needed. And now the lead, actually, to go up in game 2, and yet they're still tied up, looking to get their first lead.
Zenulus kind of got spun out there. I think he got clipped on the challenge through. This goes across. Nobody there. Negative, a little slow getting there. So now Vive just throws this downfield, and that's a big relief for Gaming Gamers. That could have been a huge attack for HZD Esports. Still could be. Negative, collecting some pennies, looking for a pass. He's found it, but there is Fiber. He read the play and cut it out.
Oh, and you can see Zen, a lovely pass on the defensive end to find his teammate, go for a better clear. And it's those small little areas on the side of Gaming Gamers, when they're on defense, they find passes. Like for your connecting in front of your box, it's a little bit risky, but it makes the transition out so much smoother, and it's a necessity when you're trying to outpace and maneuver your opponents on HZD Esports.
Zen looking in the direction of Fiber, but he had to go all the way back for boost. That leaves Vive to chase this play down. He does so, but still could be vulnerable to another HZD counterattack. Down to 40 seconds. Vive can't make contact there, but they had to respect it. Zen right at the backboard. Fiber to bring this one back in, and Cyrexel is right there. And it's just like assembly line defense right now for HZD, trying to weather the storm as that one skips just wide. Now Fiber has Zenulus lurking at midfield, but he opted for the shot, so Zen has to play this. Fiber again. Over Smoopernator and through negative.
Oh, and this is what we're not seeing from HZD. It's this little element. Look at Zen, the tiny touch to Fiber, and then Fiber just carries that all the way through, gets a little bump on negative, I believe, got some contact. And that was a lovely play, again, from Fiber, who has been popping off. The nerves not affecting him one bit, Stacks.
15 seconds for HZD to find a strike and tie this game back up. Otherwise, they will have 1 foot in the grave here in the major. Smoopernator, good pass across, and 5 comes in to save the day.
Oh my goodness. Whenever you put it on net, you're still getting the ball safe. It's the accuracy out of HZD. The one time they're able to put it in, they still can't get the goal. I feel for these guys because, you know, negative early on, whenever the double demo came out, negative couldn't find the shot. He went for the bounce pass. And then later, Cyrexel barely missed his open net opportunity. Now in the final moments to tie things up, it gets saved. Stacks, how are you not going to be sad whenever you're watching this? Whether or not you're a fan of that, you just want to see an overtime, but we didn't get it.
Yeah, hey, look, I like good defensive grinds, right? Like,
there you go.
I'm one of the few players that, you know, I'll take a 2-1 game. I'll take a 1-0 game. That played like a 5-4 kind of a track meet.
Oh, yeah.
And just the finishing wasn't quite there on either side. That was a game of survival, and you have games in a tournament like this where you're not always going to hit every shot. You're not always going to hit basically shots that are sitters.
Yeah.
You've got to survive those games. Those are the games you have to win to give yourself a chance. Gaming Gamers have, and now they're 1 win away from going on to tomorrow's playoffs.
Oh, and that's tough too, because Smoopernator, he needs to be the guy behind the ball taking those shots. A lot of times it comes down to Cyrexel or negative, who can't find the finishing touch to put it in the net, a little bit off in terms of accuracy, maybe focus on having Smoopernator be a little bit more aggressive or come in as that third man. One of the two. He just needs a little bit more action behind the ball on the offensive side.
Zen trying to spring Gaming Gamers back into action, and HZD having a tough time clearing the zone, so Fiber graciously take the shot, but it is saved away by Smoopernator. This skips away from Zen, so Vive has to play a little bit of a keep away game and does pump the brakes to let negative go right on by. And then they get a backflip, and now it's 1-on-1. He got a stomp on Smoopernator, but it's still kept out by negative. What a play!
Oh, we saw the bump, and negative still came through to recover and get the save. I thought we were for sure going to see when this is off the crossbar. The accuracy, it's still plaguing them. That final shot from Smoopernator, was on point, but Zen got the save, and both defenses now having to make a strong effort to keep this ball out. And we've seen saves on both sides.
Well, this is good read by Cyrexel. Brings the ball right back in, not letting gamers off the hook. But Zen does at least get the clear. That fooled Smoopernator. Cyrexel at least keeps it around midfield, but there's Vive right at Smoopernator. It's been so well positioned for much of this. We almost had a little bit of car locking on the side, but gee, both these teams actually want to win this game, so they didn't engage any further.
Oh yeah, 100%. And on the side of HZD Esports, I like their defense a lot better. It seems like they are recognizing the space they're giving to Gaming Gamers, and now we'll see they have so much more pressure and offensive possession. Look at this hit from Smoopernator, then now he's gonna go take the corner boost if he can. And that's the kind of starvation that they needed. The element they were missing is to keep this ball out, keep passing it with that transition game as well. It's just so much stronger in all aspects of the pitch. And I'm excited to see it because we'll get a little bit closer of a matchup and more opportunities given to all three players.
Defense is having to work a lot more here in this game and actually answering the call as negative makes another save there. Third save of the game for HZD as they are trying to weather, again, the storm of Gaming Gamers, trying to force them out of the tournament. Five knocks Cyrexel off the play, but negative can come up, and Zenulus is right there. It's a great win to send this all the way down. Vive didn't get the demo or boost or ball, and that means HZD at least wins on this exchange, but they've got to keep the pressure on here with 2 minutes left.
Oh, a huge hit there from negative into the corner, but then it gets cleared out beautifully from Gaming Gamers. Massive clears now. We'll see how HZD Esports decide to react. It doesn't seem like they're too, planned for what happens when they do get possession. I'm looking for more passes out of them. Like it's a little bit too linear. There we see Smoopernator just kind of hit it forward, and they're waiting for a mistake instead of trying to force it out with the pass. And there's a good midfield hit to negative. Let's see what it opens up. A better shot on net. More of that from HZD, and they're surely going to get at least got a better opportunity to put one in.
Cyrexel at least getting it to the backboard. Negative started to come up, but he just couldn't get there in time. Now Schmoopernator gonna have to try and go 1v3. At least sets this up for Cyrexel. Now for Negative, and that's cleared away by Zen. And here come Gaming Gamers quickly downfield, but Schmoopernator gets a solid clear. And then there's an open net the other way, and it's in! Finally, HZD in front again.
Oh, and I'm trying to look at who was on defense. It's Fiber in the midfield. He didn't expect that bounce. You can see him lurking in the midfield. He goes up the wall, expecting Schmoopernator to roll it up, which is something that HZD have been doing this entire time. They've been predictable with their clears. This time it bounces perfectly for Schmoopernator to catch everybody on Gaming Gamers off guard. And here's another one from Schmoopernator. This time, he's pinching it in. HZD Esports have come to play.
Schmoopernator, welcome to the series.
Oh, yeah.
He is almost single-handedly bringing HZD back into things here. 2-goal lead as that one seemingly came out of nowhere. Now Gaming Gamers realize that they've got a fight on their hands here in Game 3.
Yeah, and you can realize that a lot of it is coming from the transitions from defense, which is something I wanted to see pick up. You know, they need a little bit better clears, a little bit less predictability. Schmoopernator 2 times now in his corners has done something and touched the ball in a way that nobody expected it. He keeps it a little bit closer. He's gotten that ground pinch earlier and also the awkward bounce from the corner, and they go up 2-0. The defense getting so much more tested from Gaming Gamers, and they have not passed it whatsoever.
Still, against a team like GG, all you are is one demolition away, one bump away from conceding a goal. They have had plenty of physical play and plenty of good passes like this to set up an opportunity now for Fiber. No, that's well blocked by Negative. Good proactive defense going out and attacking the ball. Now down to 20 seconds. Fiber for Zen to bring him back within 1, but Psy makes the save. And Fiber can't have that roll up the wall. He adjusted nicely, but now they're down to 10 seconds. Gotta score here to have a chance at a kickoff goal. They do not, and the wind has just come out of the sails of Gaming Gamers in Game 3. There will be no sweep, and now it's a series.
I thought we were gonna see a little comeback from Gaming, because Cyrexel, it didn't look like he was going to get the save, but huge credit to him for pre-jumping that final shot. I think there was 12, maybe 15 seconds left. Had that gone in, they would have only been leading by 1. There could have been a chance, but no, it was saved out, and HZD Esports with a much better defensive stance in Game 3 take-it stacks.
Yeah, and it's not like they had to make a ton of saves either. Just 5 saves, you know, again, on 5 shots. Gee, the math adds up. But it was just a much stronger offensive effort as well. They were able to put plenty of shots on, and not just around the target, but actually on the target, and forcing Gaming Gamers to kind of stretch a little bit. And yes, they caught him out a couple of times. It's all you got to do. Survive here in round 5.
Yeah, and it's a huge highlight on the clears out of HZD Esports from Schmoopernator. That was massive. Let's see if he can do it again in this next game. And I also want to mention that, you know, Gaming Gamers, when they were passing the midfield and pushing everybody up, HZD Esports always had an answer on that shot. They were contesting a lot more, getting better challenges. And then even in the end, we see Cyrexel getting a solid pre-jump. It's plays like that we didn't see in the first few games. HZD Esports starting to step it up with the pace to match that offense and the aggression from Gaming Gamers.
A late goal has tied up the series over on RL Oceania as well. Team Ferox was up 2-0 in the series. They're going to overtime in Game 4 against Cowabunga. As they mentioned on the desk, neither team has made it to this kind of stage in tournaments. They got a shot, one of them. Here's Zen as we bring things back to Gaming Gamers and HZD. Fiber trying to force this ball through in the corner. Vive shot, blocked by Schmoopernator, who just happened to be there, I guess, and it works out.
That's what I'm talking about. With the pre-jumps, somehow HZD Esports have been able to predict almost every shot that comes their way. Whenever everyone on Gaming Gamers is pushed up, they will get in the way no matter how much boost they have. The pre-jumps, the prediction game for them stepped up so many levels here in the past few games.
Schmoopernator will again try to start the attack. That's a decent challenge, but this should be Gaming Gamers' ball all the way. Fiber's shot easily stopped by Cyrexel as it was a little bit high. Now Vive, great pass again to Zen, but the shot sails.
Midfield passing, setting up that trap one more time. This time it's the accuracy from Gaming Gamers, which we didn't see earlier. See if more shots They'll get a little bit more warmed up here. And it's still difficult for them. I mean, they have not been able to keep the possession and also that pressure forward because they're faced with HZD Esports having more challenges and actually stepping up to the plate.
Cyrexel's shot here, top corner on the near side. Just a challenge fastball. And I believe it was Fiber was not up to the task.
Yeah, and we were talking about accuracy earlier where Cyrexel and Negative both missed an open net, open opportunity. This time he finds the top corner. Things starting to look so clean for HZD Esports. If you're on the side of Gaming Gamers, you are feeling the nerves.
And not long before that, Cowabunga did score in that overtime. So the other series going on over on RL Oceania, Cowabunga and Ferox, that's going to game 5. Big opportunity for both squads. Fiber, bring this one right back in, drop down in front, and that's a great clear by Negative. He had to sense 5 was coming on.
Yeah, it's those clutch moments on defense. I'm still getting impressed every time HZD Esports make that play. They haven't been able to get a touch in the first 2 games. Here they come out, and they're doing it without even sweating. It seems like they're not panicking at all. We haven't seen that many double commits. And now the passing from the corner. Smoopernator just carries this one from the corner all the way around for Negative to have the final shot.
First goal of the series for Negative, and it comes off a beautiful feed.
Wow.
And the defense just, I think there's kind of a combination of worrying about Smoopernator and wondering who's in front. Negative caught up on him in a hurry. 2-0 to Hazard.
I don't even think that the defenders thought Negative was going to find the accuracy to hit that shot. He was coming across the ball. So it seems like those mechanics still getting stepped up. Every single shot I'm getting more and more impressed with. HZD Esports, so threatening. I think we're going to see a game 5, Stacks.
There's still a lot of Rocket League to play, and I'm sure Gaming Gamers are going to have a lot to say here in the next 2.5 minutes. This shot on from Fiber requires a save from Smoopernator. Now Zen has 5 lurking again and almost hit him, but Smoopernator made the stop. But this goes off of Zen. Well, it's a great back pass after the demo. Now Fiber, I'll flip reset pass to 5, and he forces it through!
Hold on, I need to see this again. Fiber, we got to slow this play down. I don't know how he got so much power. Did he double flip reset? That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if he got the second flip reset. When I first saw that play develop, I thought, how did he get it across? It's because he got 2 flips instead of 1. What a play from Fiber.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but we'll go with it. Zenulus, oh, he's got one to work with as well, and that's going to be stopped by Cyrexel. So how do you recover now for HZD Esports? You know you were going to get Gaming Gamer's best shot at some point here in this game. You've got it. Now you've got to recover. Negative, battling through Fiber. Smoopernator coming up, and this time Vive is up to the task.
Oh, and it's Fiber with the mechanics. This man's starting to pop off. They mentioned him on the desk. This is something that needs to happen from Gaming Gamers. The mechanics, I'm still amazed that he was able to get that double flip reset so fast. Zen now going for something a little bit cheeky, doesn't get it. And the other side, the counterattack, HZD Esports. That's some security that they very much need.
That basically accounts to kind of a 2-goal swing. You make a big stop on one end, and it turns into a goal on the other side. Smoopernator, after that challenge, just got to be looking over at Zen, or what's left of Zen on the field, going, okay, that was cute. Ball's in your net. 3-1 as Hazard gets it right back.
Oh, we barely saw any counterattacks too earlier. Defense from HZD Esports is something that Gaming Gamers have not been able to step up to. That pressure not working as well. More and more shots out of all 3 players getting put on target, and Gaming Gamers, they can't rotate fast enough.
And Gaming Gamers, I think, are kind of having a little bit of their luck catch up to them. Remember how many quality chances they gave up to Hazard. Vibe, he was chasing Negative. The ball was wide anyways. They had so many chances in the first couple of games. The only reason that many of them didn't end up in the net is because they weren't inside the post. I mean, the post and crossbar played a lot of defense for Gaming Gamers in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. And once the accuracy got picked up a bit, and also the defense with the pre-jumps. That's what happened earlier on. Smoopernator got a pre-jump to save any of the momentum that Gaming Gamers were throwing their way, and that has been the difference maker. It's small instances like that where the accuracy, you're hitting the crossbar a couple of times, or you're missing the pre-jump barely by a few inches. That's the difference maker here in this series, Stacks.
Down to the final 13 seconds and no sign of Gaming Gamers getting 2 goals, especially if Cyrexel can keep this in the zone, which he certainly does. And what a battle from HZD Esports, facing elimination from the major, and they've come back to threaten a reverse sweep as we head on to Champions Field.
Oh my goodness. We need to see something right now out of Gaming Gamers. After those first 2 matches, or excuse me, games in this series, things have just slowed down. The one thing that I can highlight, though, is that passing play from Fiber, the double flip reset. When we watch that replay, I want everyone to pay attention just how fast he was able to get that second flip off. The reaction time to go for that alone is something worth mentioning, and I'm completely excited to see it again because that was unreal. But now taking a look at the accuracy, it was a little bit tough at the beginning, excuse me, and so much better passing from everyone on HZD Esports. We'll take another look at this flip reset into a second flip reset to get it across. That is one of the craziest passes I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is high degree of difficulty, and Gaming Gamers are going to be a little upset that it comes in a losing effort. That was their only goal in Game 4, which was their second shot at closing out HZD Esports. Now, boys in orange have all the momentum as we go to Champions Field.
Yeah.
This is why I love this format, Turtle. Sure, in rounds 1 through 3, you're going to see your Renegades, you're going to see your Ground Zeroes and whatnot, you're going to see Cringe Society, but these are the matches right here where you're going to see players battling for an opportunity that they don't get very often, and you're seeing them lay it all out on the line here as we go to Game 5.
And both these teams now, you can see struggling a bit with consistency, but it makes it that much more fun to watch because the script just gets flipped in a matter of seconds. I mean, at the beginning, it was HZD Esports who were missing everything, hitting the crossbar, and we saw a couple highlight plays out of them, but that's it. You know, you remember the Cyrelex goal where he got the flip reset. That was a great highlight play from him, but nothing else. And then now, Gaming Gamers, they're getting the highlight plays, and they're also hitting the crossbar. And HZD Esports, they're finding the passes, they're connecting everything on offense. So just like that, things have swapped here as we go into Game 5.
Cyrexel is up for this, so is Vive, but Cyrexel's shot is saved by Fiber. The accuracy has been there for Hazard, but now Vive for Fiber. Bouncers saved by Cy.
Oh, that's the accuracy again. I mean, it was on target, but Fiber couldn't find any power. You're coming in with that much boost, that much speed. You need to hit it better, make better contact, excuse me, with your car. Otherwise, you're just going to sneeze on it. It even bounced before hitting the goalkeeper. Nothing threatening getting thrown at Hazard.
Good news for Orb back at the desk. In a moment, as Cyrexel makes another save. Cowabunga, dude, they are through. They come up with, I don't think it was a reverse sweep, but they stave off elimination and win on Champions Field. So Cowabunga takes down Team Ferox over on the RL Oceania stream. How's Zenulus? Oh, he is over everybody, but needs support. There is Vive, but he's pushed it well wide.
Oh, Zen was thrown so far forward. He got the touches over the first defender, could have gone for the double. Didn't make contact in the end. Maybe he thought his teammate was going to come in with a better, more ideal shot. Either way, you didn't put one in after you worked so hard with the mechanics. The hustle was there. HZD Esports barely making it out alive. This one off the post, it seems. Cyrexel can't find the shot still. And we've still got 0-0 stacks. This is crazy.
Oh, he had it all lined up, and then it caught the inside of the post and just bounced away, and he had to hear the engine noise coming on, too, because that was the only hope Gaming Gamers had just to try and throw him off. Well, it worked for now. Still 2.5 to go in what has been just a great series between HZD and Gaming Gamers. Little floater almost finds its way in. A lot of contact in and around the net. But now HZD's got to be very careful because Vive and Gaming Gamers are coming right back downfield. Oh, that's going to drop right down for Fiber. Got the demolition from Zen, but nobody else could come on as that was thrown right in front.
I'm trying to pay attention to the rotations as Fiber puts another one on net. So many more shots. This is where the defense of HZD Esports has got to prevail if they want to win Game 5. Whenever you get faced with multiple shots, how do you transition out? And they do so fantastically well. I mean, this is amazing. The fact that they're able to sustain all these shots, keep the rotations. We've barely seen any double commits. I believe there was a demo still on the side of HZD, and they're still clearing this ball out.
Fiber gets around one. Zen being chased by Cyrexel, shakes him away, and now it'll be Vive to come up. Zen still has the boost to wait around at midfield, but now he's got to retreat just a little bit. Had to go around that midfield canister, and it'll be Cyrexel. His shot is on, but Vive makes the save with $1:20 to go. Oh, Schmoopernator's up for this. Tough angle. Drop down for Negative to take the lead.
Oh, look at the transition. Negative banging this one all the way up to Schmoopernator, who just landed after going for a 50. And instead of going for the early shot where your accuracy might have been faulty, you pass that midfield, get that better setup for Negative. Oh, what a counterattack. HZD Esports. They sustain through all that pressure, all the shots from Gaming Gamers. I believe it's 11 shots on their own defensive end that they've been able to survive against. And they come out with a beautiful counterattack.
Oh, Schmoopernator right through the heart of the goal and maybe right through the heart of Gaming Gamers.
Oh, that's not the best hit from Vive, too. It seems like whenever Gaming Gamers want to control this ball, it just bounces a little bit awkwardly off the corner. That one popped straight out to Schmoopernator, who has the accuracy. A 2-goal lead, 56 seconds left, Stacks. I don't know how Gaming Gamers can come back if they can't put all those 11, now what, 12 shots in?
Oh, they've got to play more defense, and that's not where they want to be. Zen gonna have to take this downfield himself. Nobody else could get in position. Zen couldn't get Cyrexel out of the way, and he still made the stop. Boy, he has had tremendous focus throughout the series. Gaming Gamers have been going after him the entire series, and he has managed to put up a brilliant defensive effort, especially in the second half. Zen shot here, trying to go backside. Doesn't work out. Now they got 20 seconds left in their tournament lives. Vive over to Zen. Nothing going to be doing here. They've got 10 seconds out. Vive shot. This has to go in, and it goes crossbar down and away. And if that isn't a perfect demonstration of this series for Gaming Gamers, nothing is. And they may even get one more for the road. They don't, but it doesn't matter. HZD Esports. They start sluggish, but it's not how you start, Turtle. It's how you finish, and we'll see them tomorrow.
That is an amazing reverse sweep from HZD Esports. That start from them was so slow. You said it yourself, sluggish. Best way to describe it. They were getting barely any shots on net. Their defense was getting stuck in their own half for almost the majority of the game. Somehow, in Game 3, they switch it around. Schmoopernator starting to get better clears. That's where it started. That was the pivotal moment here in this series for HZD. Once Schmoopernator got control of his clears, was throwing off Gaming Gamers a bit, and wasn't feeding into that trap where he just give away possession. Gaming Gamers would go for a midfield pass, and then they'd get a shot on net. He decided, I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to go for a counterattack, maybe put one on net from my own corner. That changed everything. Gaming Gamers couldn't adapt or even react to that play style, and we saw some fantastic plays, better passing out of HZD Esports, and just a huge turnaround from them, Stacks.
Well, GG to HZD Esports. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow during the playoffs, but we still got one more to go. It is Solicit and Vort Central. One more series right after this.